With the summer transfer window coming up, one saga we won't have to follow is that of Neymar, the Brazilian re-upping with PSG through June 30th of 2025. Our Fabrizio Romano and the club confirming that on Sunday. Neymar came over to France from Barcelona in August of 2017 and has won 3 league titles with the Parisians. He has scored 16 goals in 28 games so far in all competitions this season. In signing on the dotted line, Neymar said, "It's a great pleasure to extend the adventure at PSG as I'm very happy in Paris. It's a real pride to be part of this team. Here I grew up as a person, as a human being, and as a player. So I'm very happy to extend and I hope to win a lot more trophies here." And for more on Neymar and what this means for PSG, let's now welcome in CBS Sports soccer insider Fabrizio Romano. Good to see you, Fabrizio. So the deal is officially until June 30th of 2025, but could be longer. Is that correct?
Could be longer. Yes, it's confirmed because there is a private agreement between Neymar, his legal team, and Paris Saint-Germain to extend for one more season in 2026. So it could be a 5-year deal. Let's see what happens in the next years, what they will decide together. But for sure, Paris Saint-Germain are so happy with Neymar extending the contract. We had a lot of rumors here in Europe about Barcelona and other clubs interested in Neymar. But since March, he's always been convinced about staying at Paris Saint-Germain, convinced about the project, convinced also about the manager, Mauricio Pochettino, who is so happy with Neymar. So the club worked with big effort to keep Neymar, and now they did it. So he's 100% staying.
Well, and with the situation, the financial situation at Barcelona, and of course there is what's happening with the Super League in terms of punishments, you'd have to think even a move back to Barcelona would be tough for the Catalans just financially. But then also with what's going to happen with the Super League punishment, I mean, who knows whether or not they're even going to be playing in Europe. Obviously, that is a big thing for Neymar. Okay, so now that Neymar is locked up, what does this mean for the financials in terms of the club looking to extend Kylian Mbappe?
For Mbappe is getting complicated because they're negotiating for 4 months, and at the moment there is still no agreement. Mbappe is demanding for more than 25 million euro net per season for 5 years with Paris Saint-Germain, and at the moment there is still no agreement about the financial part, but also because Mbappe wants to understand about the project of the club in the next years. So they are negotiating, they are talking. The president and the owner of Paris Saint-Germain, Nasser Al-Khelaifi, is directly involved in the negotiation because he absolutely wants to keep Mbappe at Paris Saint-Germain, but at the moment there is still no agreement, and Real Madrid for sure would be interested if Mbappe will not extend this contract with Paris Saint-Germain.
So when you look at Neymar's deal and Neymar's numbers, how do you think that that's going to impact what Mbappe will be looking for?
I think this pack is big because obviously having this kind of salary for Neymar, which is around 30 million euro per season net, it's getting complicated also to offer the same to Mbappe in this moment for the financial moment of football in general and not only in Europe. So that's why at the moment it's not easy, but also because Mbappe is not convinced yet about accepting the bid from Paris Saint-Germain. So let's see what happens in the next weeks. For Paris Saint-Germain, they say, we want to try again. We want to find an agreement with Mbappe. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, and a guy who's a World Cup winner, it is the face of the franchise there for PSG. You'd have to think they're going to have to strip out some money there, or other European big clubs are going to come in, as you mentioned, Real Madrid. Okay, one of the more active teams this summer in the transfer market could be Bundesliga side Borussia Dortmund. Jadon Sancho, Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham, all names that are being mentioned as possible movers this summer. Who could stay, who could go when it comes to the Dortmund situation, Fabrizio?
Yes, it's really busy summer for Borussia Dortmund. Talking about Jude Bellingham, we can say he's the new star, but he's 100% staying because Borussia Dortmund have no intention to talk with English clubs, Manchester United, Chelsea, many clubs interested, obviously, because we're talking about one of the best young talents we have in this moment in Europe, but there is no chance because Borussia Dortmund will keep him for the next season. About Jadon Sancho is a bit different because last summer he was one step away from joining Manchester United, then the deal collapsed, and now it's different because also from Borussia Dortmund, they say they have a gentleman agreement with Jadon Sancho and with his agents to let him go if an important bid will arrive. Now it's different, the price of Jadon Sancho. 1 year ago was around 120 million euro, now is around 85, 90 million euro to sell Jadon Sancho. So let's see what happens with the English clubs, but they are prepared to sell him if the important bid will arrive in the next months. About Erling Haaland is completely different again because Borussia Dortmund want to keep Haaland. He's the best player at the moment, and that's why they hope to keep him for one more season. But the Champions League will be key. So if Borussia Dortmund will be in the Champions League next season, they will fight to keep Haaland, and they are convinced they can do it. Without the Champions League spot, it will be complicated because his agent Mino Raiola will fight to let him go to another club. So let's see, but remember, the release clause of Erling Haaland is only valid in the next year, in 2022, and not this summer. That's why Borussia Dortmund are still confident to keep Erling Haaland.
And as you mentioned, Erling Haaland, one of the best players in all of Europe right now. Okay, Real Madrid blew their chance to join Atletico at the top of the La Liga table on points on the weekend. And as the season winds down, lots of questions about the future of manager Zinedine Zidane in terms of his plans. So what's the latest with Zizou?
And also Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, is waiting about his decision. Zidane at the moment wants to focus on La Liga. It's a complicated situation, so for sure he wants to complete the season and then decide about his future. There are chances for him to leave Real Madrid. It's an open situation. That's why Real Madrid are looking to other possible candidates if Zidane will decide to leave the club. Keep an eye also on Massimiliano Allegri, the Italian manager, former Juventus and AC Milan manager. He did an amazing work here in Serie A, and now with Real Madrid could be an opportunity. They have a short list with 3 names. Allegri is among them. Let's see what they will decide, but the priority is waiting for Zinedine Zidane, because if Zidane decides to stay, Real Madrid would be happy to continue with him.
And certainly a situation that you're not used to seeing at Real Madrid, the manager deciding whether he's going to stay or go, not the team deciding whether he's going to stay or go. It tells you about Zidane's standing at the club. Before we came on, we were talking about the situation at Juventus, the fact that they were beaten up this weekend by AC Milan and what that means for Andrea Pirlo. Pirlo says, look, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay here until they tell me that I can't stay. But then you look at the Zidane situation, and Zidane has a history with Juve as well. So what are the chances that a guy like Zidane ends up at a team like Juventus?
Let's see, but I think it's really difficult to see Zinedine Zidane working in a club that is not playing Champions League, because as you say, remember at the moment Juventus are in the 5th position of the Serie A, and it means Europa League and not Champions League. So it would be complicated to go for this kind of manager. For sure, Andrea Pirlo is in big danger after losing against AC Milan, but the worst season has been terrible for Juventus, really. So that's why the situation is getting really complicated. Today, there was a meeting in the morning between Juventus executives and the president, Andrea Agnelli, and they decided together to continue with Andrea Pirlo till the end of the season. As you said, he's not resigning. He announced it yesterday night. So that's why they're going to continue for the next 3 matches with Andrea Pirlo, and for the Coppa Italia final, the domestic cup against Atalanta. But then at the end of the season, they will decide. And my personal feeling is that Andrea Pirlo has huge chances to leave Juventus because they want to go with a different manager. But with Zidane at the moment, without the Champions League spot guaranteed, would be really complicated.
You know, a year ago, they had 7 losses and won the title by a single point. They've got 6 losses, so they actually have less losses this season than they did last season, and they're sitting in 5th place in danger of missing out on the Champions League. All right, things tightening up in Serie A. CBS Soccer Insider Fabrizio Romano with the latest on transfers, players, and managers. Thanks, Fabrizio. More insightful commentary, of course, on the beautiful game with Luis Miguel Echegaray and the fellows in the Que Golazo podcast. Seasons are winding down across Europe. You know, you think things are going to slow down? They typically don't. Euros are coming up, and of course, player moves all summer long. The guys are all over it. Download and follow the Que Golazo pod wherever you get your podcast audio.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.